Hi everyone, Mr. Carpe Diem Pilot here. I am doing a review on the Cold Steel Trench Hawk. Kind of a cool little hatchet. Comes with a, I think it's a kind of a polypropylene handle, and it actually has kind of a neat sheath. It's kind of a hard plastic sheath. Has a snap here that just hooks in. And then this is the cool part. It actually just ratchets around, comes across the top, and slides right off the point on the other side. I've got to get that tripod so I can do these better. Pretty nifty in that you've got the sharpened end of the axe right here, or the hatchet I should say. Comes reasonably sharp. On the websites it shows a lot thicker sharpened point. But it actually comes pretty sharp for a hatchet. This end, although I'm sure it could be sharpened, all these are not really sharpened, which I kind of like. It's not, you know, you're not going to cut paper with that end. You're going to bludgeon something or stick it into something. The point is relatively pointy and sharp, which is nice. The metal part of the axe, or the hatchet, comes down and ends right about here. It's got two screws so you could detach it, and I guess you can actually, I saw on their website, you can replace the handle. This is something I did. I took some paracord, some 550 paracord, and stuck it in water and wrapped it up from here. I wrapped it all the way down. The handle kind of widens out just a little bit right here. So I ran it through the hole a couple times and then kind of tied it off into a lanyard. So I kind of like it. It gives me a little bit better grip, makes it a little thicker. If you're out in a survival situation, you know, it gives you a fair amount of paracord as well. So I kind of like it. You know, your mileage may vary. I think probably putting the corded handle on there might make it a little bit off balance for throwing, if you were wanting to throw it. For my purposes though, I don't really see a need to throw it. So I kind of could see more purposes using the paracord. So another neat feature is it kind of has some finger grooves here, which are kind of nice. You can grab it by hand right here real nice. I suppose if you were fighting with it or just wanting to do some fine detail work with it, gives you a nice place to grip. It actually feels pretty comfortable. The hatchet is about, I would say, in the ballpark of 2 pounds. Might be a little more than that now that I've got the paracord on there and whatnot. It's, you know, just logically it's a little bit of weight in your hands, you know, you got it in there, but yet it's still light enough that you know, you can wield it pretty easy. Even with one hand, you know, I can wield it. It feels kind of like having a about like having a large hammer in your hand. Only a large hammer would probably be a little more nose heavy. This one's a little bit lighter than a hammer, but you know, you can wield it pretty good with even with one hand, and it's a pretty intimidating looking little weapon. Kind of a neat thing. I want to say I spent about high 30s for it, I believe. I think I got it off Amazon.com. Well worth it. Good solid piece of metal. Very durable, I think, and kind of fun. Now, if you're looking at something to split wood, or you know, solely, maybe this isn't the hatchet for you. There's a lot of other nice wood splitting hatchets. Although, you know, it would do it. So. But I think there's probably a lot better choices. You know, I think if you're splitting wood and things, making kindling, you know, you're going to run into the handle and things. You know, you want a little more open end to a hatchet for splitting wood. Plus, well, it's got reasonable thickness, I guess. I would say it's probably 1/4 inch across the top. But anyway. Nice, it's fun, intimidating, good conversation piece. Get yourself one. Seize the day.